What's up, world? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the first edition of 88 Radio. I'm your host, JunesEightyEIght. Like I said, I told you I was going to bring this mug back, so I'm bringing it back, with the bang. Got the new little podcast, so we got the microphones, you know what I mean? So it's going to be a good time. So what 88 Radio is, it's a hub for all artists in Dallas, where we exchange ideas, talk about our different problems that we've had in the Dallas music scene, or just as an artist in general. And first, I got my people on here. I got my bro Altitude, and I got my sister Adriana. She's over in the corner.
What up?
But you're gonna see that on the other file over there. We got full production in this motherfucker. So first of all, to introduce yourself the way you do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grand rising to all of my kings and queens doing tremendous things. IamAltitude representing Building Never Minds, the hip hop workshop, renovating minds one rhyme at a time. And this is a co-production of JunesEightyEight's podcast and SoundCheck. So you'll be getting this on both channels, And yeah, let's go on and introduce our guests up in here.
Go ahead,
Queen.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adriana. I am a singer-songwriter in Dallas-Fort Worth, mostly focused on faith-based music. I also do a couple things like event production. I got a little newsletter going on. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I just do everything to encourage your faith journey and trying to edify my peers.
Right on.
Cool. So I'm gonna go and let Jones, you know what I mean, lead this podcast. But as we have artists on the show and whatnot, his show, my show, we always get to the music at the end and what artists got going on in the city and whatnot, performances, releases, stuff like that and whatnot. So I definitely want to ask you about a lot of upcoming music that you have and some music that you recently released. But Jones, how you want to kick this off?
Normally, like I said, this is just a song that's new, you know what I mean? So musically, for myself, I'm already starting on working on some new stuff, since my mother passed away. A lot of people who are watching this for the first time on YouTube that don't know, I keep my private life private, but I feel like I can help a lot of people through this situation I've been going through. And, keeping stuff hidden ain't no good thing, just because you never know who can even help out with your words and you just be that voice for somebody. But right now, just I'm creating music. I got a song with my sister Adriana over here. I got another song with my sister Nicole Marie. And I got another song with my good homegirl Erin out in Georgia. I'm just working, man. I'm continuing to continue to create some dope music. And that's where I'm at. So what about yourself, man? What's up with you?
Man, doing the same thing. Working on this album. Long overdue. Trying to get this thing knocked out in the next couple of months and move on to the next thing. But got some really dope music. Tony's gonna be on the project. Adriana's gonna be on the project. Nicole got Serotype. So we got a really dope collaboration of artists that is gonna be on this project. And everybody came through, dropped a bunch of dope stuff, a bunch of dope verses, choruses, vocalists. That just the amount of talent that Dallas has in the city is immeasurable. And I can't wait for everybody to hear it and to hear Tony's stuff and also what Adriana's working on. So I'm just excited about what we all got going. So
yeah, I'm right. So what about you? Amy, what you got?
Yeah. So I've got a band apparently. So I don't know what accent that was, but if you can figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
So I've got a band called Garden Child. We're a faith-based band, of course, and we're rocking and rolling. I'm very proud of us, very proud of what we're doing. So we got some things coming up. We're going to be working on an EP shortly. We also got a cover series coming, so you'll see us covering different songs on our brand new YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to it.
Do that.
GardenChildmusic. Yes, absolutely. So we actually just posted our live performance of Too Far that we did for Junie and Friends. So that just got posted the other day. So
nice.
Brand new YouTube channel. Yeah, thank you. And then in my personal creative space, some things coming up are just working on, do I say the things? Or
do you want to?
I'm going to say the things because I feel like it'll also hold me accountable too. So,
go ahead.
So we want to release some Garden Child merch towards the end of the year. And again, like I said, I do the newsletter. And then for myself, I'm going to be posting on YouTube a little more regularly too. So you may see little snippets of this coming out soon. So all the things but also working with grace and the pace of grace and trying to balance creative work and while also not burning yourself out. So those are all the things.
So with that being said, I want to go into our first topic of the day. So one of my things is we're all independent artists, and as what are some of the struggles that you had or are having as an independent artist? What, like, you want to start? Want to start like struggles you had just as creative, show wise, because we all know that the Dallas music scene is unforgiving.
Right.
It is very brutal. It's not made for everybody.
Right.
A lot of people can't do the things that we do. A lot of people can't put together events with full production and reliable people.
Right.
And it's a hard job. It's a difficult job. My sister does it. I do it. Me and my brother too do it. It's one thing to be a one-man show, but when you're doing it, it's difficult. But besides that, like, what are some struggles that you've had besides shows, like just creative-wise, like bad business, like just any struggle, like creative-wise? Like, what's going on?
I think some of the struggles are one, music. The music industry tends to be very young, and I know we all look great, but I am in my 30s, and as black don't crack, right? But I do find that, like, so as I'm getting older, you know, different values change. You start to want different things, right? And so even though my music was never super crazy, it's leaning even more so in the realm of conscious music, obviously faith-based music. So I find that there aren't a ton of spaces that I feel I belong in now. So whereas when I first started, I feel like I can go anywhere and kind of perform. Now I'm like, I'm going to ruin your time if you came to kind of have a certain energy or a certain attitude. So right now, I guess my biggest struggle is finding my new audience with my new sound.
Okay. And I think I understand what you're saying now, because like when we did Junior and Friends, like I felt like the vibe was there. It was like a different kind of vibe because the dudes who weren't there, like it was a totally different crowd. Like, and I can see where you feel that now. Like I said, okay, I understand it now. I understand it. Like you go in for a turn-up time, like,
right?
You come in with the different, like,
with the introspective,
you know what I'm saying,
making you think. And you're like, I didn't come to think, I came to shake.
Of course, like, it's Friday. Like we want to brains and like me. Like, we trying to lose our morals and dignity.
See, and that's unfortunately that's not my realm. So that's been one of the bigger struggles recently.
All right, so what about you, man?
You know, to speak to that, I'll probably say setting up shows and getting venues consistently is one of the hardest things. The one thing I would love to have is a residency where I can just perform at one spot, one set time, location every single week, month, whatever the case be. And it's very hard to get. You know, how they say it's not what you know, it's who you know sometimes.
Man.
And, you know, sometimes who you know can outshadow a lot of the talent, because you'll see artists all the time where, you know, they're more talented than others, but it's like, dang, like they don't really get the shine they deserve, or, you know, things like that. How come this artist gets it? And, you know, you never want to look at someone in a jealousy light, or they also say that comparison is the thief of joy.
Amen.
But at the same time, we have to look at some of this stuff and think to ourselves, like, okay, what are some of these people doing that we're not doing? Kind of shadow them. I'm even going to a show where on Saturday, tomorrow, where I don't know anybody there. I'm just going to check it out because I just want to kind of see and scope out. Okay, I've been trying to perform at this place, and the venue hasn't given it to me, hasn't given it to my brother, but all these people keep getting it. And it can be about followers, because we got more followers than them.
Yeah.
It can't be about engagement. It can't be about the music, because our music, let me go to the page and check out who the headliner is. I'm like, it's not that great. Just being honest, you know, not trying to hate, but you actually try to compare and see, like, okay, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And so I won't say the name of the place.
I was gonna ask,
but I'll tell you off camera.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a place that we've been trying to get for a
Oh,
while.
yeah, I know. I think it is.
It doesn't matter. No free pub. No free
I know
pub.
what you're talking about.
Yep. But it's one of those things where, okay, now they're having a show, local artists. Let me go check it out. Let's see what the scene is. So I'll be checking that out tomorrow night.
What time is it?
9:00. Starts at 9.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stay for the whole thing. I'll probably do like an hour, 10, dip out.
That's funny because
What time you get out tomorrow?
one of my friends was looking for something to do.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
Her guy. So.
Meet us there.
Yeah.
I'll let you know after.
Please do.
But only thing I wanted to say to wrap that up is that, searching for shows, trying to find a residency, creating and engaging following that'll follow you when you have singles, you have releases, you have albums, things like that. Is just trying to keep up with that traction, because sometimes you can catch a hot streak, a hot spot, and then it falls off, and you want to keep that momentum going. So those are kind of some of the things that you kind of run into as an independent artist. It's kind of tough.
Yeah. And we spoke about that before. Like, it's not, you say it's not about who, but so it's like, and you see these people like, yo, man, like you're right, like a lot of people, you're like, yo, I'm like, my stats are, the numbers on it up. It sucks to know that, hey, man, I should be in this space. You know what I mean? Like, but what do you do? Like, what can you do? It's like you said about residency, stay consistent. And one time, I think I told you, and I think I told Adriana, that we were doing a show at a spot that has changed hands now. And the dude like, yo, man, it's not that y'all not good. They're just, your following isn't big enough to sell out this space. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, when you see this room only holds this amount of people, and we max that out every time we're here. So, and we're doing this on Friday night, like with a month worth of promotion. I imagine we could do like a 2-month promotion spot, like with Instagram ads and Facebook ads and just word of mouth type stuff. And like we can jam pack it because we do it. Like every place we've been at, they tell us the same thing. Y'all are good, but your crowd aren't that big enough. Like, how can we get a bigger crowd if y'all don't allow us to build? Because I remember it was like 2016, 17. No, like probably still 17. We did a show, same spot. He calls me. I remember me and my mom was coming home from the store. He called me, T. I'm like, what up? We got a back door this with another show. I'm like, you sure? Like, yeah. Because we got too much momentum now. We crushed it. We got to go back to set it up. Whatever we need to do, I got it. We'll go in. I'm like, cool. And that, I think that was in September. And we backed over to September in October. I think whatever month, I know it was like in the fall. So we backed over. Did exactly the thing. He said it was 10 times better than the first one. And then snow jams happened and we crushed it there. Like, like, dang. Like, they don't give opportunity. Like, I think with these venues, you gotta like play up to these people. Like, oh, I gotta come in every Friday night to get in with the cool crowd. Nah, I ain't trying to do that. It's like, nah, like, why do we have to play this game when we just as good as the people that are in it or better? So it's like, I don't think it's fair. So what about you? How do you?
I feel like for me, I've been able to, at least when I was more of a secular artist, I do feel like I had a little bit more popularity when it comes to just going into different spaces and being able to perform in terms of building, because I've been producing shows for a little while too. I feel like I've been able to build a decent crowd depending on how I set it up. I feel like when I've had low crowds, it's been more of a production thing, been more on me than the venue.
Right.
So like they know about Gather is a music fest that I held in 2022. And so the issue with that, even though I would like to be like it was on the venue, it was a huge venue for the first year. And so I think had our venue been smaller, the crowd, the ratio would have looked a little bit better.
Yeah.
But anytime I've been able to book a venue that is
smaller,
more proportionate to the crowd size, it's worked out well. So like right after Gather, which was at Texas Theater, I did a Kwanzaa show with the Doc,
Oh, yeah,
and that place that was packed out. We had to get more chairs from the back. So sometimes it is with the venue. Sometimes it's on, production and advertising and things like that. So
speaking of that part, can we talk about it? Yo, if you got somebody using your video, can y'all please post about the show?
yes,
Because
huge pet peeve.
that's like, bro, like, y'all gotta help us out. Like,
Yeah, you gotta do something.
got to, cause like you helping us. Like that helps us. Like same thing, same venue. This was an Instagram story had just stopped popping. And this one just got hot.
Mm-hmm.
They posted this in the story, and like our crowd was even bigger than what it was before. You remember that night, right?
I remember.
And so it's like it was way like cause I had called him like, yo, you see they posted in the story, like, oh, y'all saw that, and they tagged us and everything. Like that was dope. Mm-hmm. And even if we tagged the spot in the stories, we posted because y'all got more followers than us. There's no reason that the paper performance have more followers in the venue. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you work with company. Mm-hmm. I mean, like
your venue, you work with multiple artists, exactly. So you've been having cross promotion for a while, exactly. So you're gonna have more followers than the artists, usually.
And then again, I don't want to sound like that guy, but I feel like some of y'all be tone your prices down too. For the price, it ain't worth it for the price. Some of these spots.
I need a sound guy there at all times. That is one of the biggest pet peeves of mine. Like where an artist should not have to run their own sound.
Nope.
And some of these rinky-dink venues where you have to do it may look nice aesthetically, but there's still some things professionally that have to be worked out. And if you don't have someone running the sound, running the lights, then that puts more pressure on the artist to where they can't really focus on their performance. So
especially if the artist is also the show producer.
Right.
Too. Yeah. It's like now I gotta also run sound. Like, do you also need me to sweep the floors?
I mean, like,
make sure you get the bathrooms.
Yeah,
I know, right? I feel like as much work because I've been doing this for a long time since my college days at Richmond. I've seen
75 years ago.
Now, man, you 86. What are you talking about? But anyway, we've been doing this for a long time, and for me, just my personal growth, like I've seen where I came from, and to see where I've been, it's like you get used to something. Like it's like you get used to getting paid a certain way and have this kind of time off. Then you get to a spot where the pay is different. It's like just a little bit different. But like I'm used to getting paid like this and getting my off days and my vacation time like this. This is different. I shouldn't have to work 10 times as hard to get to this. Like we're used to good sound. Because at our old spot, it was great sound. Great sound. To now, like, it's like we got to beg the sound guy to do his job. Like, why are you leaving your post?
Yeah.
Like, just like, dude, like.
Do be a mind.
It's like.
I think he be
back yourself. Hit him. But like I said, I feel like if this is how you treat, even if you're using it, the freeway or the paid way, like, come on, you got to treat everything equal. Because, like, this is Dallas. And like, I would say all Dallas artists know each other. Everybody uses the goddamn same drummer, same keyboard.
Part, yeah.
So, like, word travel, that venue trash. That person is important. Like, don't work with that person because they don't need. It's like, yo. So it's like, your word is like, yeah, don't work with that venue. They not there. They not there. Because I heard about this venue because of him. He told me about it. And he told me, like, yo, you need to check this spot out. I think it'd be good for a show. All right, cool. And then it's like, all right, y'all good and everything. All other areas, but the sound is the problem. Just fix that, and it'll be great.
Yeah, I think going back to venues promoting the show, so we kind of touched on three things: the venues, the price of the venues, and then the sound. So I think with the promotions venue, if I'm supplying the assets, all of the social media posts, I would appreciate you posting, or at least if you have an events page on your website, making sure that we're listed as one of the events along with your other ones. If you accept an event inquiry from someone, surely it's someone that surely you've already vetted their page. So it should be someone you're proud to promote. So unless it's just kind of like a lack of manpower, then I understand maybe you don't have someone running social media. In that case, I would say the very least is like reposting what we do. Bathhouse Culture Center is really good about accepting collaborative posts. I feel like that really helped with the last event that we had there. Yeah, just adding them. So it's like kind of take a little bit of pressure off of them. Okay, you don't have to post it. All you have to do is hit accept. Right. Everything's already written out for you. So I appreciate them for that for sure. In terms of venue pricing, yeah, in Dallas Fort Worth, it can get a little crazy. And some venues have this option where it's like, we'll let you use the venue for free as long as, the event is free. And I was like, that's great. But then how do we support ourselves as artists? Because we're putting money into creating the event. We're doing all this stuff. So it's like, okay, they get a free event. So it's like there's no real affordable event spaces. It's either the space is free and you can't charge, or the space is expensive.
Oh, you can use it, but the bar gotta sell this much about at the bar, and this is like, okay, like this is expensive. Like we got friends, all our friends drink, but they don't drink. Like,
yeah. No, I can't guarantee you.
Exactly.
Right.
No, like,
I'll be drinking like.
But then again, it's like all of the costs, like you said, it's on you as the artist. You put the time in to rehearse, to practice, to memorize, and work on moves, and think about what you're gonna do when you're up there. And then on top of that, that's also on your mind too. Like, so one thing that we could do is obviously merch. It sucks that CDs went out of style because that was the one, because now it's like vinyl.
But you know what? I think I told you this before. I think CDs will make a comeback.
They probably will.
And I say that because I would love to get physical copies of CDs just as a novelty piece, whatever they call it. Just like I got this, and and just in case CDs do come in, I got physical copies. I don't think they're ever gonna really play out, because if Kendrick or Drake or Beyonce or Nick or whoever drops a physical, you gonna buy it. Right? Because like I want this, because you know what I mean. Like you gonna want it just for like I got it, and I just feel like merch is the way, but you gotta know that people gonna buy it. When you get I got this out. All you're gonna buy. Don't ask for it, then when you get it, you don't buy it. Because like, if this show is free, I gotta jack my price up on my merch. The show that was this much, gotta be this much now. So you can balance it out if it's like you pay for the venue and you got tickets still. Okay, I can balance out my merch price. But if it's a free show, everything gotta go up now.
Yeah.
Something that was $10 gotta go up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff, the shirt. You know what I mean? It's not fair for the price. Some of these, it is not. Come on.
Yeah.
But also too, you got to look at what's the value that the customer is getting as well.
Right.
So when we have certain artists on stage, you also have to look at what's the value that artist is bringing to the table. Because there's been times where people are like, "Oh, that person's performing, I'm not coming back," and I'm like, "Dang." Like that also hurts us too. But then as well, what all are they getting? And I think the last show that we threw at Bathhouse for the all women's event, I think that was a good idea of like, just having some refreshments and, just little things, little trinkets here and there. Like a host wasn't a bad idea. Just having little things there to switch it up to kind of get some crowd involvement and stuff like that. But also too, I feel like the music that we give is at a high quality and a high level. And sometimes it can kind of get overshadowed because people don't see what goes into it, right? They don't see you rehearsing and practicing. They just see the finished product. And so if one thing goes awry, it kind of throws off the whole thing. So I think that having merch is a good thing, as well as obviously the music. It's never about the talent, really. To me, I always feel like you know, our shows, regardless of what or who's been on it, you know, we've had a good amount of talent, you know, throughout the years. I just think, what is that one thing that'll keep the crowd coming back? That'll, you know, oh, they won't just come for one show and then they die off on the next, or it gets lower on the next. What'll keep them like, oh man, I got to go to the next one and the next one, you know?
Yeah.
Just retaining them.
And I think that's residency, like a spot like how we had, like, before they changed hands, IBK, like, we had it going for like a solid few months. Like, we had it like back to back to back to back. Then they switched up. Pandemic hit and switched hands. And I mean, before that, they switched hands, but then the pandemic and everything was spiraling out of control. So it's like, it's just like getting that base and running it and building that crowd. All right, we here every Friday, one Friday a month, or whatever, or 2 Fridays a month, just building that. Like, they know we're going to be there, and giving them an experience that they know that, okay, I don't get there when I go to these other people's shows, because, like, certain artists, they don't perform all the time.
Right.
And, like, it's like branding yourself, rebranding ourselves. We got to rebrand ourselves again. Like, all right, we've already been through this. Now we got to redo it. And it's like, damn, like, it's like location matters. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like, all right. Because normally when we was in deep end, I'm like, yo, after the show, what we eating at? You know what I'm saying? Like, now when we at, like, we can still do that. But it's like, all right, we got to drive to the get down spot. Opposed to when we like, all right, we just here now. What?
Yeah, I think location is a big thing too. And Adriana, maybe you could speak on this, because location is like, so let's say, for example, the bathhouse. It's in the middle of White Rock Lake, which is cool, dope location.
Yep.
If you can get to it with a car, if you got a car or a ride. But
you ain't walking there.
You're not walking. The bus is on the other side of the park, and there's no train. So literally, you have to have a car to get to that venue. Whereas when we were in Deep Ellum, it doesn't matter. You can get there. Plano, doesn't matter. It's like a bus stop right outside. You can get there. So having those locations where, even when we did the Kwanzaa thing, that's in the middle of like nowhere, Fort Worth. And it wasn't even like downtown Fort Worth. It was the outskirts. So you're not getting to, if you don't have a car, you're just out of luck. So I think location matters too, because people are kind of thinking like, oh, well, you know, should I go to this? That convenience factor is big too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, accessibility hasn't been something that I've had at the forefront of my mind when selecting locations, just because finding a venue that is affordable, that has a decent following, that, you know, coincides with what you're trying to do, and they're not, you know, they don't have a stripper pole in the middle of their venue. You know, that was an issue for me too for a while, as I was kind of thinking about transitioning my music. I would get invited to like, oh, we want you to perform at this thing, but it's like full naked body painting, all sorts of things that I just, you know, didn't agree with. I was like, my music doesn't belong here. Why do you want me here? So
I can think of one thing. I bet.
You know, so I think in the past, I've just been so focused on getting a venue. I haven't thought about the accessibility or how someone may be able to get there or can't get there. Or even, I think, now that you say that, I'm like, I should have been thinking about accessibility for people who are, you know, potentially disabled. Like, are there wheelchair ramps? Are there elevators? Are there different things like that? So that's something I haven't considered, but so it's good that you brought that up, get that forefront of my mind. But I will say one thing that I feel like can help with kind of people getting there, and then also tying back into finding the new crowd that we talked about at the beginning of the episode. Something that I think will help with both of those, something I'm trying to focus my attention on, is building an online following and focusing less on building a physical crowd. We're being sought out, and people are pulling us to come to their venue, as opposed to us like scrounging and you know, trying so desperately to get to these spaces.
Lead me to a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, I sent to the screenshot of our song "Traveler's Diary." It was doing really well in like certain area in another state or whatever. So, do you feel that if,
but not home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel that, okay, say you wake up, you check your Spotify, Apple Music, and you got a whole lot of streams. Say you get, well, I'm going to just throw a number out there, 25,000 streams on one song. And say it's like, we're going to go from one of my favorite spots, New York, right? So do you think I'm getting these organic streams, because you know some of these Spotify playlists of bots and like, you know, these are like legit streams, you know, like actual people listening to it.
Mhm.
Everything adds up. Do you take a chance and do a show like that, yo? Because she said digital crowd. So you're building a following digitally, and you see, most of my followings are here. And you make a post like, yo, if I do the Garden Child, JunesEightyEIght, Altitude, if we do a show in Seattle, Washington, how many of our followers going to pull up? And they say, yo, we pull up because we like y'all music. We never seen y'all perform before.
Right.
Do you take that chance to find a venue and go out there and perform? Do you take that chance?
I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Let me say this though. The only thing I think it's definitely worth it. The thing about that is that let's take your example, right? New York, Seattle. Okay, cool. Let's say you have more of a following online, an online presence out there than you do at home, right?
Okay.
And we've already tested the waters at home. Like we know what it is. It's like it's kind of stagnant, and it's like it's not diminishing, but it's not growing. It is just right at that threshold. What we have is what we got. Like what you see is what you get, basically, right? Like I feel like if we keep doing our past couple of shows, like how we've been doing, it'll be the same result. Not bad, but not great either. It's just right in the middle, right? So now we look at other cities, other states. Let's say Seattle, New York, for your example. If we go out there, the one thing now there's scheduling involved. Now that you can barely get, you know, your band on the same page in the same city, you know, down the street, let alone, hey, let's take the band out to, you know, Seattle. And my thing about it is that getting everybody on the same page, how are we going to pay everyone? Like, because that's fine for like either a headliner or a singer individually by themselves to get paid, because the venue will probably take care of you. But then when the band is involved, now how do we get the honorariums, the contracts dialed up, and you know, things of that nature? I feel like to go out of town now, it's a little more muddy waters because everybody's got to be on the same page. You got to get them paid, because how are you going to fly out there, you know, rental car if you need it, you know, well, which if you're in Seattle or New York, I mean, transportation is great out there. You don't need it, right?
Depends on the weather.
Depends on the weather, but I mean, still, good transportation. Like a car in New York, it's like, do you need that? But
Exactly.
you
Well,
have your
I feel like people look at you silly, like, why do you have a car?
right. But then again, you also have to think like, is the venue gonna have drums, guitars, things like that, or do you have to bring your own? That's extra money because you got to lug that on a flight. So it's like looking at all of those things too. Is that how do artists actually travel on the road? Will that stuff be provided? Like all of that would have to be taken into account too. But outside of the logistics, I think that you as an artist, like let's say Tony, you want to go out to New York and do a solo trip, or take a few you know, your singer friends, rapper friends, stuff like that. I feel like outside of the bands, if I'm going myself as an artist, like, hey, I got a show in Toronto because I got a following out there. If I go out there by myself, oh, it's definitely worth it, because you're not taking a big risk or a financial hit. Like what? You're buying a plane ticket and maybe a night at a hotel. Like that's not gonna kill you. What's that? A couple $100? You know, but when it comes into other artists, other, you know, instruments involved, then you got to take care of other people.
You know,
That's another thing.
I think the way you fix that is, for example, like I said, New York, Seattle, Toronto, all that. If like it's kind of like saying, one of us got to go first.
Okay.
Whoever go first. Say I go build up whatever. I do a few shows out there, like a few months, whatever. They keep coming back. Now I got the base. Okay. It's kind of like having a job. I got a brother. He needs a job. He needs something. Can you put him on? Sure. Tell him to put in an application. I hire him. Like soon as it comes, boom. Like I didn't do that. I didn't work with y'all. Y'all see my work ethic. Y'all see how you see what I do. Now I got some people I want to bring with me. Can y'all take care of them? Like scope the place. Okay, I got the got everything I need, drums, all that, cool, I got that big. Like I said, I got some friends that need an opportunity. Can I bring them with me? Can you take care of them? So like, can they just fly themselves out and y'all pay them? Or y'all fly them, whatever the case may be, to take care of their travel, whatever. Just get them here. And they're like, cool. I think like, build that relationship first, then bring people out there. I think that'd be the best move because like you said, all the other
So
stuff.
you're saying go out solo first?
Yeah, go out solo, then like work that first, then see how that goes. Like, all right, because it'll be a bummer if all of us go out there and it'll be a dud. Like,
right.
Like, damn,
so then, and that's what I mean. If you're going out as a solo act, then it's definitely worth it. You know.
Yeah,
so.
I definitely. I'm more so like where there's a will, there's a way. So, I think let's take hypothetical and try to break it down logistically. You could always start to use the hashtag in whatever city you're wanting to go to, seeing if there are band members who are looking for another performance opportunity.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Try and kind of build it out there. You don't have to lug anything. Kind of use those people. You're starting to network in that city.
You go Facebook
and find it. Yeah, I'm sure there's like Seattle musicians group or something like that. Right. Hey, I'm coming to your city just for a weekend. You could always also do something like so. Toot is a big traveler, if y'all don't know. So just one of the just slightly. So as you're planning your trips for the year, you're already planning on going to whatever. So it may not be based on your streams, but you're already planning on going there. You might as well see if there's like an open mic, right? And you're testing the waters, stuff like that. So you may not have, it may be a lot to bring your entire crew and band from another city or state, but I definitely think it's worth it to, test it in other cities, test the water, so to speak. Sure. I have not done it yet, so it's on the to-do list.
I feel like there's something us as a family and as a crew. Like we always talk about doing stuff like that. I think that's something we should do. And thinking about stuff we should do. Okay, it's March, right?
Yeah. Crazy.
And this is South by South weekend.
Is it?
How do y'all feel? Yeah, South by South weekend. I know two know about it. I know about it. I found out about South by Southwest like eons ago.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just didn't realize it was.
It's like it's not. So like my thing is, I remember me and him trying to get on, and I think we talked about like whoever get on like because you get like a 15-minute or 30-minute set. I'm like you get on this. Throw one of our songs. I mean, be on there. If I get on, I put one of our songs on the list. And it's like. You pay the money, the application fee, and you don't hear nothing. They hit you with, hey man, we ain't.
How much is the application fee?
35, I want to say.
Yeah, the early was 35.
Yes. The early was 35, then it's higher. 45, 55, something like that.
Like 50. But
they hit you with the best of luck on your future endeavors.
Like, so it's like, I remember back then, it was like everybody was there. But now it's like more of a like, I heard like more commercial type thing now. It's not what it used to be. So what are your thoughts? Have you ever been?
I've been once.
So, I mean, like,
that was a long time ago, like 2014.
It's like, not the performer as a civilian, but it's like, I feel like festivals like that, like, we don't get those, like, I miss the essence of it. I missed the essence of it. Like, when it was great, when you had to be there, like, you had to be like, how you arch unite at South by South? I didn't even know what it was. I just saw SW. Like, what the hell is this? Like, when I South by South, what's that? It's the biggest thing music festival in Texas. Like, how about it? It's like, damn. But it's like, what are your thoughts of it now that it's more commercial?
It's not a bad thing. I think for me, it's just more so. Like doing it ourselves and being independent, that's a really powerful thing. Like, of course, if you get on, it's great, but who wants to sit around and wait for that, right? Right. Like you said, it's almost like applying for a job. It's like, if you get the job, great. But, if you're unemployed and you're just sitting around the house waiting for someone to call back, nah, like I have to do something else or generate some kind of income on my own until that picks up.
And so we've been doing a lot of that. And we do it well. Like I said, that's one thing I say we do well. Like, together, we put it together. Like I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I don't think nobody has the best. Like we all bring something different
And I was like, I love your confidence.
Like I feel like no, you got to like. I'm not gonna say we trash. Like we like.
No, we're not trash.
Like we like we like the goddamn business in this. But who messing with us? I feel like we all bring something different to the table. And you come to a show, you know what you get from Garden Child. You know what you get from two. You know what you get from God. You know what you get from me. You know what you get from Nicole. You know what you're getting from everybody. So like you know what you're getting. So it's like you go to somebody else's show and you don't know anybody on the card. Who are these people? Like and like it's spotty because I heard stories about people like, yo, I did a show and it started at this time, but I didn't go until that time. And it was like 20 rappers. I'm the only R&B singer there, and the vibe is all thrown off. Like, oh. And that goes back with what Adrian was talking about. It's not fitting your vibe. So I feel like our shows, if it's about everybody meshes well together. So it's like, yeah, I just feel like you don't get that. Like the South by Southwest, like it's hard to get on. You know, like you said, like why wait for you to do your own thing when you get to doing your own thing, like, do I really want to do somebody else's stuff now?
Right.
Like, do I want to get on somebody else's show? Like, why waste the time when I know that what we got going on is guaranteed? I'm not guaranteed of that.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, one, I've never been to South by Southwest, but I have heard that it used to have a little bit more of a indie artist feel, and like you said, it seems like it's going commercial. That is a good thing for the production crew, for the event company, and people kind of on the back end, not so much for the indie artists that kind of needed that lift and that boost in the first place.
Right.
There are plenty of shows for, let's say, I don't know why Demi Lovato is the first person to come to mind. It's so strange. I don't listen to her music. Anyway, there are plenty of places for Demi Lovato or someone like her, or, you know, even higher caliber to perform. And I feel like South by Southwest was supposed to be kind of uplifting Texas voices. So if that's the truth, if it has gone from indie more commercial, it sucks for the artists, but it's great for the pockets of the investors. So I guess in this particular case, I've never been invested into it. I've never applied to be there.
You ain't missing nothing.
You know, so it seems like it's not really mine.
See, that's what I said about with your thing with Gather. I feel like that could be the branch off, because back in 2013, around that time when I first started doing the shows, I've done shows everywhere. Hookah lounges, coffee shops. I've done it all. I've done shows everywhere until I found my footing. And people like, yo, a cat like, yo, man, this kind of like, this is almost just as good as a South by Southwest. You're like, oh snap! Thanks for the compliment. Like that's when I figured out, like, oh, that's what this like. This is the same weekend as that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what weekend it was. I just like literally I used to do shows every year in March, like during spring break. Cause like everybody's out of school, all the colleges are out, everybody's kicking it, everybody at home. We just do something, and those March shows are great turnout. Right. But then I didn't know about. Like, who cares about that? Like everybody ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
People gonna be at home. So shoot, let me do something. The turnout was always great. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's keep it pushing. So that's just how I look at it. Like that's another thing I feel about with Gather. It could be like the new wave of a festival type thing, because it's kind of like a festival, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, so like, cool, let's get it.
Well, so I am still, you know, considering and praying about Gather. The thing is, I think y'all, I got a whole Instagram DM of friends and supporters who were like, I will help you with this if you bring this back. So the thing is with Gather,
do you want to talk about it on the show?
Yeah, I totally don't mind. Maybe it'll help me kind of come to a decision. So it was supposed to be a, you know, very family friendly outdoor, almost like the 100th day of school vibe, or like field day at school.
Yo,
you know, that was kind of the initial vibe, and it just went so off from what I wanted it to be, and it was so expensive, and it was a lot. And I think I just have this like twitch about it when people bring it up. They're like ever since I've done it, people are like, you should do it again. You should do it again. I just like, you know. So I am considering bringing it back, and I'm kind of between two ideas, and maybe it's something y'all can help me flesh out. But either kind of going back to that initial thought of like very family friendly, outdoor, you know, kind of idea, or having it be something that is more so for artists. That are more so like for our peers.
Right.
Either way, I do want it to be very clean, faith-based.
Right.
You know, just very lighthearted spring event. So still working out some of the, and that's the thing about me. And I know God is laughing at me because I want to know, I want to know the full vision before I get started. Like before I say yes, like I'm literally getting convicted right now. Before I say yes, I want to know fully how it's going to lay out, you know, make sure I have the branding on point, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe that's not faith. You say yes, and then
You know what?
you take every step.
See, I'm gonna say that like you said something before, like we were talking about podcasts and everything. You said that you wanted to do something podcast wise. You said, but you want to have it done a certain way. And you said like you're not gonna do it because if you keep trying to do it that way, you know you're not gonna. So that's the night I say, no, screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and get my podcast stuff and just get it because I know if I try to have it a certain way, I'm never gonna get it.
Yeah.
Everything gotta be perfect.
Yeah.
So they're like, nah. My sister said something important. Like that's why I hit you up that night. They're like, you said you really inspired me that night. I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and do this now, and I did it.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
absolutely.
That's one of the things. Like I feel like that's one thing. Like if you feel like you can do it, just go ahead and knock it out when you can.
Yeah, absolutely. So the podcast series that he's referring to is gonna be I initially thought it was gonna be a summer series, but it's actually gonna be a winter series. So that's something that y'all will see the guys on as well. But my summer is jam packed. There is no time. So
well, the one thing I want to say, I'm glad that Tony brought that part up because I'm talking to somebody right now who's literally, they have all the equipment, they have the microphones, they have the stands, they have the camera, they just got the latest and greatest iPhone 16, right? Which if you have that, you don't even need a camera because these phones now, the new iPhones, the new Galaxies and stuff.
I mean, we thought like the 12 and you know,
they're crispy. They record in 4K and 60, frames per second and all that. But they have the latest and greatest of everything, laptops, all that, and they won't hit record. And it drives me crazy because, the one thing is that if you don't start, then you're not gonna finish. That's the one thing. If you don't start, you're not gonna finish. The thing is that you can have everything, and how they say hard work beats talent any day, because you can have the talent and be a hard worker, and then sometimes it just doesn't pan out. Like that's life, right? But I'd rather try and fail than to aim for success, but I never start. Like what's the point of that?
Right.
Like I don't understand when people have all the gifts and the tools and you're like, dang, I don't have half what you have, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna get on camera. I may not like the way I look, I may not like this, like my size, my hair, whatever, my face, like anything like that. I may not have the background aesthetic that I would preferably want, compared to other YouTubers, other, podcasters and stuff like that. But I'm gonna start anyway.
Amen.
And I'm gonna see if I can build that following. And, the subscriber count is low, the follower count is low, but every day it keeps building. Like you look up one day and you're like, dang, where these followers come from? Like, dang, where these subscribers come from? But if you never start, you'll never finish.
I think that's where I am in a couple of areas in my life. So with with Garden Child, which is my band, that's definitely
say that again.
Yeah, Garden Child. Shout out to my band. I love my band. I am shooketh.
They play so good.
The thing is with
she never seen Come to America either, guys. She's never seen.
Hey, you didn't have to blast me.
I had to. You said to Come to America rep, so I couldn't. She ain't gonna get that.
Right.
So if you have seen Coming to America, place the comment. Put a little crown. I know it's about a king. I know Eddie Murphy's a king, right?
He's a prince.
He's a prince.
All
right. So if you have seen if you have seen Coming to America, drop a crown in the comments. If you have not seen Coming to America, let me know that I'm not alone. Just say, Adriana, you're not alone. We're gonna watch it together. All right. It'll be like one person.
Exactly.
So yeah, in one, I am shooketh in this season. That's how I know it's a season that I'm supposed to move forward in, because I actually have people supporting me, and it shocks me all the time. And my band has to remind me, they're like, we're here. Like, what do you want to do? You're leading this. I'm like, wait, you're okay with that? Like, you're okay with doing, I'm not asking too much of you.
Right.
I'm kind of like, wait, what? And they're like, no, we're here. And same thing with the crew that is involved with Gather. I'm like, it's like 5, 6 of y'all. Like,
Yeah.
you know, combining, you know, the crew that's behind Gather, the crew that's behind Garden Child. I'm like, there's like 10 people who are like, what do you need?
You know what's so funny?
It's crazy.
You know what's funny about
Sorry, I
that?
mean, yeah.
It's like when I was doing shows by myself, and when I got to the point where I was just by myself, and I linked up with two for the first time, and I'm like, I don't like ask for help, and he knows that. So I'm like, he's like, yo, T, man, if you need anything, let me know. Like, I'm thinking like that's just some
Yeah.
talk. Like, I ain't thinking nothing of it. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, but he was like, nah, for real. Like, what you want to do? Like, then when that night that day he called me like, yo, we need to do another show. Like, he never really calls like that. So he called, like, yo, he was hype as hell. Like, yo, what you doing? Like, I'm like, nothing. Yo, no, we got to do another show. Okay, cool, let's roll. We got too much momentum to let it die. That let's go. And ever since I'm like, you down? Like, who called me? You know what I'm saying? Let's roll.
Yeah.
It was like, it's been full steam ahead. Like, I was the kind of person where I didn't want to give up control like that with the show. I felt like, yo, because people not gonna care about it as much as I do. But then when I got off here, like, yo, like, we can do this. Like, bro, let's really do it. Right. I'm like, I started stepping back. Like, they're like, you know, as far as like building the show and venues, and like we've been to venues, like we go check the spot out this day, cool, go out. Like there's a venue where we went to the venue, they would not open the door. Like, we got there the day of the show, like we looked at each other like, well, what we gonna do? You remember that night, right? You remember that? I ain't never seen this man. We was both hot. We was steaming. I went home, come to the door, I'm hot. My mama like, what's wrong with you? Like, boy, you're on the phone. I'm like, girl, let me call you back. I'm like, these mother, you know what's like it's you all there. Like, yes. And like, I'm like, that's the stuff that they don't know that we go through. It's like, man.
Yeah.
It's like all that. It's like, but having a good team behind that, they're like, you calm down. Like, no, we can do this, brother. We can do this. Like, let's calm down and get ourselves together. And it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Some people, that's the thing that people don't understand, but what we do is create a show. A lot of y'all people think y'all can do this, but y'all can't. Y'all get one email that didn't go through, and now you panicking like, I don't want to do this anymore. You gotta deal with rejection. You gotta deal with sending 10 emails a day and only hearing back from one.
Yeah.
Maybe two. Like there's been days
It was a good day. That's a good day.
Man.
You hear back from two.
I mean,
Like, I got options.
You know what I'm saying? I know she can speak for. I can definitely speak for her. Like, it's like you get that. It's Monday. I know they there. Let me send out some emails. It's Monday, so I may hear something back. Maybe Friday. And you mad? You trying to pinpoint it like, yo, you don't hear nothing back. You calling, and then when you finally get a spot that's affordable, they like, you know.
That's just the tip of the I guess that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Getting your venue is just
talk to them.
That's just the start. You've
Talk
got your promotion plan. If you're designing your own promo, you got artist management. You know, someone has to communicate with the artist, get their tracks if they're using a band. Let them know what's going on so they can communicate to their people. Also, you have to make sure you've got artists that are going to actually promote the show.
Talk to them.
You got to have artists that are going to promote the show.
Talk to them.
You've got to have artists that are going to promote the show.
Say it one
Do you
more
know
time.
what I mean? There's just so much coordinating that goes into it. And the last thing you want to do is have a venue that is inconsiderate of all the work you've just put in, especially if you're also performing as an artist. And then, like we said earlier, and then if you have one where the staff just kind of is nonchalant, like the sound guy is gone, or
that is a
it's like, dude, we just went through all this on top of trying to sound good, and you know, the least you could do is have the people who are supposed to be here be here.
I don't think them kind of people really care. Like, yeah, I'm already paid for my day.
Right.
I'm just doing the sound. Like, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. Like, nah, I need you here because levels be changing. Stuff don't be everything. Like, come on now, like, bruh.
Or those little delays.
Man,
you gotta try to improvise.
Speaking of
grab
delays,
the mic.
Speaking of delays, let's talk about time and attendance.
Let's talk about time and attendance. Present.
If you yes, if you are a up and coming artist, local artist, independent artist, starving artist, whatever you want to classify yourself as, if you are trying to grow and you are trying to build something, I'm gonna need y'all to show up on time.
Show up.
That I'm gonna need y'all to be on time for sound check. I'm gonna need y'all to be there before the show starts. Reason being,
At the very least, before the show starts.
At the very least, like you want to skip your sound check, cool. That's your performance. But by the time the show starts at 7:00, 8:00, whenever we say go and the show starts, every artist needs to be in the building. We see professional artists. We won't say no name, but we know who. We've seen artists, big time acts too, selling out stadiums and arenas, be late to their shows.
And it's not professional, no matter how many records you sold.
No matter on what level you on, as a local artist or one of the top artists in the game. Like, it's unprofessional, no matter what genre, secular, Christian, whatever you want to classify yourself as. When we talk about the art and the craft and making sure that we respect everyone's time and everyone's their money, especially if they're paying or if they're taking time out of their day. People need babysitters, all these other things, whatever the case may be. People got to work the next morning, but they're coming out late at night to see you. I'm gonna need y'all to be on time. And the one thing I want to say about this is that how are you gonna show up on time for your day job, but not for something that you say you love?
That could replace your day job.
That could replace it, but you're using it like lackadaisical, or you're not taking it serious, or it's whatever. Like, nah, these my homies. Like, yeah, but you still have to be professional.
But you know what the thing is, though? I feel like a lot of people, it's like one of the things where, like, whether it's a homie or just like, this is just an up and coming show. Like, I don't think this show is going to be as big as it is. But like, what if when this becomes a big deal, it's like, all right, now you can't get on because you pissed off the wrong people. Now it's like a big deal in the city, regardless of what city you at. Like, oh, this is a big deal. People coming in droves to see this. Now, can I, like, now you sit back thinking, like, can I act on the show? I know I can piss these people off back a few times, but can I get back on? Like, if they showed up on time, like, treat this as, let me be on time. Like, okay, the first time, I'm starting to get to the point now, like, the first time was too many times. Like, you knew about this show months ago. You should have had your situation already locked up. You know what I'm saying?
And then if you are going to be late, come in with an apologetic attitude. At least be considerate, of the people around you. Have a valid excuse, but just showing up an hour late with no real remorse or consideration for not only your crowd but your artist friends around you, it's not okay. But to go back to what y'all said, y'all mentioned the word homie, and that brought something to my head, because I was like, homie today, head of A&R tomorrow, right? You don't know where people are going to go. And I heard Issa Rae say that one of her biggest pieces of advice is that people always try to network up. And she was like, network across. Because, like, these are going to be the people that you work with, right? You know what I mean? So, like, and that's why you'll see people in the industry that are like, oh, no, me and this person used to do shows. We used to do the same open mics together. Or this person, you know what I mean? Yeah, me too. And it's like, and so you're in good with someone who, let's say you're in good with someone like Issa Rae when you were doing open mics as an artist, right? Issa Rae hits it big, and now you have an opportunity to get your music placed in one of her movies or something like that. But you weren't networking necessarily up when Issa Rae was doing Awkward Black Girl. You were working, just respecting your peers.
You know what? And another thing is, even with what we do, it's like, gather, and what I do, Junior friends, all the stuff, all the things that we do. Like, okay, I may do a show, and if a Christian artist, like, I like what you do, but that kind of, but I got a home, and my sister, she does this. I'll send you her direction. Or vice versa, like, I don't really do it, but my brother over here, like, that's swap, like, this person want to do this, like, it's like, be cool with people, and don't screw people over.
Don't screw people. Oh my gosh.
It's like, all right, now I can put you over here, go over here, like, talk to this.
Yeah.
It's like just swapping resources.
What's funny is don't screw people over is like one of my mental catchphrases, because I think about this too when it comes to artists. Not only is it a thing that you want to respect your artist in terms of the show by showing up on time, but also the way you move behind the scenes is really important. being conniving, being manipulative, trying to scratch your way to the top, trying to impose on different things. I have a little mental note of certain of those people who have taken the liberty to, you know, screw people over, you know, and you're just like, okay, this is not someone that I want to work with. I don't like the way you move. Right. You know what I mean? So you just never know who's gonna be where.
I tell you what, people will be silent about the good things because they'll remember them. But when the bad things stick out, they're going to be very loud about those. It's kind of like going to a restaurant. Oh, I love this restaurant. I go here all the time, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, cool. You may tell 1 or 2 people, whatever like that. But if you have a bad experience, you're leaving a Yelp review and you're going all crazy.
I'm at least telling my friend.
Yeah. And so it's like if you have a bad experience, it puts a bad taste in your mouth. And then it also gives you an idea if this was the experience once, what if it happens again? And then, wow, I tried it one more time and it still happened again. Okay, that wasn't a one-off. This is a consistent pattern.
Yeah.
And now I can't trust it. Right. And it's the same thing with artists. If they're consistently late, or if they consistently have bad performances, or if they just have a bad attitude, or if they're conniving behind the scenes. And especially if you talk to them about it and say, hey, I really don't like that, but I love you as an artist. I want to keep, having you out, but this has to stop. All right, cool. Like, no problem. I'm glad you talked to me about it. All right, got you on the next show. And then you did it again? Yeah, now we're in that territory of where I don't know if I can trust you.
Yeah, now you're marked not a good
professional.
Way. Like I have, essentially I don't want to say written you off, but
right. We're going to do that, then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's all I was saying was I've officially kind of put that stamp on you as this is who you are, this is just how you want to move, this is who you are. And so at that point, there's nothing more I can do for you.
All right, so before we get out of here, plug yourself, tell everybody where they can find you and everything, what's going on, what you got working on, what's coming out.
So, me too.
We're going to bring it back.
All right, my name is Adriana. If you want to follow me on socials, I would highly appreciate a follow on Instagram at Adriannasargent, as well as my new YouTube channel. I'm starting to blog more and just put more content on there. So Adriana Sargent on both Instagram and YouTube, as well as the band Garden Child. We are working on a single right now. So at Garden Child Music on Instagram and YouTube as well. Please go follow them. Go follow all of the band members. Shout out to Marilyn, Keith, Mina, Alan. I love you guys so much.
And too, go ahead, plug yourself. Tell them where they can find you, how you're working on.
Yes, sir. IamAltitude on everything, no matter what it is. All social media platforms, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all that. IamAltitude, all one word. Have one album out. Project Window. That was my debut album, came out some years ago. And now I'm working on my next project, which has been long overdue, but it's all in God's timing. But we are like 90% done with this album. Like I said, Tony's on it, got Serotypes, of course, Adriana is on it. So we have some really dope collabs and songs that are coming out, some singles that I'm working on. So yeah, just follow me on IamAltitude on everything.
And as always, you know who I am, your radio host of the hour, Mr. JunesEightyEight. It's been not Junes, 88 Radio. I'm so used to saying the other channel, 88 Radio. I hope you enjoyed the show. Comment, like, subscribe, follow them. Send us topics. I'm going to have some more people on the show soon, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace out.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.